Welcome everyone to Charts Focus 1, where we teach you how to work hard and trade smart. In this video, I want to go over some very nice trades that we took today. Now, I am not going to go through all of them, so I only chose two. One was a swing trade from Friday on GOOGL or Google, and one was initially intended to be a swing trade, but ended up being a day trade on PINS or Pinterest. Now, there is another running trade that the private CFO Swinger Watch members and I are currently holding, which is a roll-up swing trade on Google. I will also go over that current trade as a bonus for you all. Now, what's great is that the public CFO Discord members, so members who do not receive the weekly CFO Swinger Watch newsletter and are not part of the private CFO Discord, also got a piece of that Pinterest day trade today because I sent that trade in the public channel. So shout out to all the public members who got in today. Now, before I get into this, I will be showing you the exact channel where the trades were sent out. And if you are careful, you will be able to spot the other trades that we are in. Wink, wink. Now, you guys are in for a treat as I will show you the entries and exits for each of the two trades, and then the entry for that roll-up swing trade using green arrows as the area of entries and red arrows as the area of exits. So first, I want to go over the technical analysis on Google or Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google. And so the daily time frame here shows a very tight consolidation, creating a very strong bull flag. So this is the impulsive run up that is a part of the flagpole. And then right over here, this consolidation, this sideways consolidation is a part of the flag. And if you add those two together, we get a bull flag. Now, mind you, this name has been on the CFO Swinger Watch newsletter for nearly 2 weeks, including this week. So we have been hawking this name for quite some time. And so we have a major support level at 103.50 as seen here, which would have been a very nice and ideal entry for a longer swing trade, and a major resistance level at 107.90 as seen right here, or if you want to round up, 108, which is what we did on this trade. Now, the interesting thing was that we were looking for a confirmation entry point over this 108 level because we would be over that specific 107.90 resistance level and this descending level of resistance that is part of the bull flag. So we've had retests on this descending level of resistance 3 times, but now after today we got the 4th retest. So that will be a conclusive breakout if you're able to break over this 108 level. Now, as you all know by now, I love getting entries at early areas, right? So basically early entries. So that is why I got in around this intraday support area here between 104.70 to 105.10. And I was specifically looking for support at 105.10 as the entry point, but let's look deeper. Let's dive in deeper into the entry for this first swing trade. And for that, we will dive into my most favorite, all-time favorite intraday time frame, the 15-minute time frame. So as seen by the first green and then red arrows, we have our entry near that support area I just mentioned, and then the exit close to 107, right over here, as the high was at 106.94 on this specific 15-minute candlestick, which is where we exited. All right, now let's take a look at the CFO Discord right over here. Dun dun. So right at 8:03 a.m. on Friday, I sent in a message saying Google swing trade for $110 strike call contracts that expire on May 19th. And so if we translate this over to the 15-minute time frame here, we entered right around the retest of 105 near the bottom wick of this 15-minute candlestick. And so the next few minutes was led by the price oscillating and sticking to the intraday support area of 104.70 to 105.10. And then near the end of the day on Friday, we broke out pretty well as we nearly hit the next whole number level of 106. So this is where we hit the high at 105.88, or in this case, in the 15-minute time frame, the 200 SMA. And so my contracts started out at $63 per contract last Friday, or 0.63, and it continued to increase from there until we hit our exit point, as seen here on this message, where I exited, at $1.01 per contract. So 1.01 per contract, hitting a nice 60% plus return over the weekend. So right over here. All right, so right here at 7:53 a.m., we got out for 60% plus, right? So I reckon that this message was also sent around, I would say, 7:55, since Discord doesn't show the exact time when I sent that message. And so if you use that timing and translate that over to the 15-minute time frame, we were able to get out near that 106.94 high on this 15-minute candlestick, which actually turned out to be a pretty great exit at that time, as the 5-minute time frame here showed a very simple tweezer double top. Right? So this was a pretty perfect exit on a great swing trade from over the weekend. Now, here is the real kicker. Let me stay on this 5-minute time frame. We entered into new contracts as we were originally intending to roll up into new strikes with a further out expiration after our exit on the initial swing trade for Google. But we just didn't anticipate to re-enter so quickly after the first exit on our first swing trade. And this is because I told all the private CFO Swing Watch members to watch this intraday whole number level of 106.50 right over here, as I fully expected the bulls to hold that level as a new level of support. And indeed it did, as we were able to get an entry right at that first retest of 106.50. And so as seen on this message here. Right over here. At 8:03 a.m., I sent in a message saying, Google roll up time for 112 strike call contracts that expire on May 26th. Not the ideal strike, but we got another week out in the expiration. And so again, if we translate that message here to the 5-minute time frame, we ended up getting in right at that candlestick here as shown on this green arrow. Or if you go back to the 15-minute candlestick, we got in right at that 15-minute candlestick shown by the green arrow. And so the entry price for that roll up swing trade was $77 per contract, or 0.77 per contract. Now, we haven't exited yet, obviously, since this is a running trade. Now, I am going to expect, at least for these contracts, to go over 1.00 per contract, or $1 per contract tomorrow again, as Google jumped to $108.60 after hours on a catalyst. And so we ended up with the contracts closing in at 0.99 or $99 per contract right over here, giving us a nearly 30% return on the day for this roll-up swing trade. So from here to all the way up here. So we basically caught the entire day's move. And so the private members and I are just simply hoping and waiting to see that the after-hour price stays during pre-market trading tomorrow, barring that the overnight futures market does not turn over. So good luck to us. All right, now for the last trade, let's go over the impeccably accurate day trade that we executed on PINS, or Pinterest. So let's do the technical analysis here. So on the daily time frame, right here, shows a great opportunity for a reversal trade. In fact, the private members and I discussed this mid last week as we were waiting for the price to stop pile driving lower until it hit a critical level of support to start bouncing and basing. And indeed it did. So as seen in the past here, Pinterest has a huge macro base, a multi-month base that had a pretty significant support level around 20.65, right? As seen here by this green line. And so that is exactly where the buyer stepped in to stop this horrendous move lower, especially after we lost this daily 200 SMA, my yellow line. Now, this is where the Charts Focus 1 methodical way to identify and trade reversals comes in. But that is something that I only teach to my students. And so I will keep those exact details for my students. I apologize about that, everyone. And so with that information, we were able to see a nice hold of that 20.65 support level last Thursday on this candlestick. And then on Friday, we were able to see a small push up higher to see a nice retest of another whole number level at $21. And so that should explain how we entered today. We decided to enter right at that retest of the $21 resistance level, as we expected the price to turn it into a level of new support after the retest. Now, why am I saying this? Well, if we broke over $21, that will make 21 an old level of support. And if you come back down to retest it, that turns that old level of resistance into a new level of support. Some very, very basic, fundamental technical analysis skill there. Now, as the price decided to turn this 21 level as a new level support. Okay, as seen on the CFO Discord here. Right? I sent in this message right over here at 6:45 a.m. saying Pinterest swing trade 21.5 strike call contracts that expire on May 12th, or basically a weekly expiration, for a possible overnight reversal. And so, as I've said at the start of this video, this one was initially intended to be a swing trade, but as the day went on and this one continued to rocket higher, we turned it into a day trade. Now, I won't show it here, but after I sent in that message right over here, I sent another message in the main channel of the CFO Discord, the private part, saying that I wanted to see $21.80-ish as our first PT or profit target, or even as our price to get fully out. And then my max PT was going to be $22 if we went over $21.80. And guess what? We actually hit a high of the day print at $21.82. So if you take a look on the left here, right where it says H, we hit $21.82. This was scarily accurate. And so I was literally 2 cents off from that initial $21.80 number. I even joked about it here as I was wanting, I was strictly wanting a triple digit percentage return. Okay, so right over here, if I can find it for you all. All right, somewhere over here. Right over here. I cannot see it at all, but right over here. And so it actually did give us a triple digit percentage return, as it ended up hitting nearly 120% plus at the highs. Now, I personally ended up getting 65%, as seen right over here, and right at the 15-minute candlestick as shown by the red arrow over here, which is amazing for me because, again, I don't day trade, guys. I'm sorry to tell you guys, but I don't day trade. To be even more frank, I suck at day trading because I am a swing trader. I won't ever change that for myself or for anyone. But in the day, I had a sexy day trade and an impeccable swing trade to take in. So that's all that matters. So again, Pinterest, we took this one right at that retest of $21. And then we exited right around $21.50, which ended up being used as a new level of support as the day went on and as Pinterest continued to rocket higher. All right, so that is it for this video. If you liked what you heard, please leave a thumbs up down below. And if you're new here, check out the description box below for the link to the CFO Swing and Watch newsletter. Prices have all dropped on every single tier. So tiers 1 to 4 has dropped in price. And if you guys decide to join today, you can gain access to the current swing trades that we have right now and much more. Also, make sure you guys check out the other videos on this channel to continue and further your learning in trading. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on another video.